Okay, so the ingredients I'm using for my pot roast is carrots, 3 russet potatoes, garlic powder, complete seasoning, seasoning salt, fajita seasoning, and mojo. These are the ingredients that I'm going to use. Now in this pot, I have water and vinegar. I have my beef sitting. It was soaking and cleaning at the same time. This is a bottom round. I prefer when I make my pot roast to use the shoulder cut, but Walmart didn't have any, so I got this one. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse it off and just make sure it's clean, and then I'll go ahead and start seasoning. Okay, so I have my beef here, my roast here in this pot. I did rinse it off. I cleaned the pot back out, being that it was there when it first got out of the package. So I'm going to go ahead and put about a tablespoon of garlic powder, about 1/4 teaspoon of fajita seasoning, a teaspoon of seasoning salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of complete seasoning. I'm going to flip it over and do the same exact thing. Fajita. And garlic. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub the meat so that I can be sure that the seasoning is everywhere. And then I'm going to go ahead and place it in my refrigerator and let it sit for about 2 to 4 hours. Ideally, I would do this overnight, but this is going to be for dinner tonight. So I'm going to let it sit for about 2 to 4 hours. So being that I'm going to put this in the oven, I'm just going to stab my meat a little bit. That way the seasoning can seep inside. I like to do this usually when I'm working with big cuts of meat, or if I'm going to marinate something, because I really want, like if I don't have enough time to marinate it the way that I want, I'll do this. That way the flavors can seep inside of the meat. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the fridge, and I'll be back in about 2 to 4 hours. So I took my meat out of the refrigerator. I forgot to add the W sauce, so I just poured a little bit on the top, rubbed it in, flipped it over, poured some on that side, and I'm going to pop it back in the refrigerator. Okay, so my meat has been marinating. What I'm going to do now is just pour in a little chicken broth that I made. And I don't have an aluminum pan right now on my slow cooker, so I'm just going to put it in the oven. In this pan is oven safe, so I'm going to put it in the oven now. So it's in the oven. It's going on 375, and I'm going to cook it for about maybe 30 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and add the potatoes and carrots. Okay, so my pot roast has been going for about 30 minutes. I'm going to just flip it over. And at this stage, I'm going to add in my carrots. I have some carrots. I seasoned them because I just want to make sure that I'm seasoning every stage of my food. So I'm going to throw the carrots in, and I'm going to pop it back in the oven for a little bit longer, and then I'll come back and throw the potatoes in. I think at this stage, no, I'll wait till I take it back out. So I'm going to throw it back in the oven for about maybe 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and put the potatoes in the mojo in. So I seasoned my potatoes. I'm getting ready to add them to the pot. I season it with thyme complete seasoning, salt, and garlic powder. I did use 3 russet potatoes. What I do is, like, I basically add a potato per person. It's me and my daughter, then I have a friend coming over for dinner. And basically, I don't eat that much potatoes, but my daughter do, so that's why I use 3. But I would say the easiest way to ration it, to know how many potatoes to make, is basically do about 1 to 1.5 per person. Okay, so this is my pot out of the oven. I'm going to pour my potatoes in. I'm also going to throw in some mojo because I like This is how I make my pot roast. I like that, I guess, like bitter, not bitter, but like sour taste on my pot roast. So I pour that in now. I don't like to pour it in the beginning because I think it gets the pot a little like too like murky or like dirty. Like I can't, like, it kind of browns the pot and I don't like that. So I add it like as one of the last stages. But I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the oven maybe for another. So this is my pot roast out of the oven. It's extremely tender. Trying to see how tender that is. Amazing. The potatoes are fork tender as well. And the carrots. So I'm going to go ahead and plate this. I paired it with just some plain white rice and green beans. So I'm going to go ahead and plate it and then I'll show you the finished look. Hey guys, so this is our finished plate. Remember, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in our next tutorial. Bye.